Marco, Sofia, Luca, and Giulia, slumped in their chairs, exhausted after their final exams at the University of Bologna. The small cafe buzzed with the chatter of fellow students, but the four friends sat in comfortable silence, each lost in their own thoughts about the future. "I can't believe it's over," Giulia sighed, brushing a strand of her wild curly hair from her face. "What now?" As if on cue, their phones buzzed simultaneously. Confused glances were exchanged before they reached for their devices. "No way," Marco breathed, his usually confident voice tinged with disbelief. "Is this for real?" Luca asked, pushing his glasses up his nose as he scanned the email again. Sofia, ever the pragmatist, was already fact-checking. "It seems legitimate. We've won a scholarship for a study abroad program in New Zealand." "But we didn't apply for this," Giulia pointed out. Marco grinned, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Who cares? It's an adventure." 2 weeks later, the friends found themselves on a plane bound for Auckland. The flight was long, and as they crossed the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, an unsettling turbulence began to rock the aircraft. "This is normal, right?" Luca asked, his knuckles white as he gripped the armrests. Before anyone could answer, the captain's voice crackled over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. We'll be making an emergency landing on a nearby island." The next few hours were a blur of fear and adrenaline. When they finally stepped onto the small, barely inhabited island, relief washed over them. "Well, this is one way to start an adventure," Marco quipped, trying to lighten the mood. The following 24 hours tested their resilience and teamwork. Marco's leadership skills shone as he boosted morale and organized their efforts. Sofia's practical knowledge proved invaluable in finding fresh water and edible plants. Luca, initially withdrawn, surprised everyone by repairing a damaged radio to call for help. Giulia's artistic skills came in handy when they needed to create a visible signal for the rescue plane. As they huddled around a small fire on their last night on the island, Giulia voiced what they were all thinking. "I feel like we've known each other for years, not just a few semesters." The others nodded in agreement. Their shared ordeal had forged a bond stronger than they could have imagined. When they finally arrived in Auckland, the city's blend of urban sophistication and natural beauty took their breath away. They spent a few days exploring, visiting the Sky Tower and Auckland Domain, but the call of adventure beckoned. "We should see more of the country," Marco suggested one evening. "How about we rent a camper van?" The idea was met with enthusiasm, and soon they were on the road. As they drove through a densely forested area on the North Island, Giulia spotted something unusual. "Hey, what's that road over there? It's not on the map." Sofia frowned. "We should stick to our route. We don't want to get lost." But Marco was already turning the wheel. "Come on, where's your sense of adventure?" The unmarked road led them into a hidden valley, a lush paradise with a crystal-clear lake at its center. As they explored, Sofia noticed some unusual rock formations. "Guys, look at this," she called out, brushing dirt from a stone surface. "These symbols. I've never seen anything like them." The ruins they discovered were unlike anything they'd studied. Not Maori, not colonial, but something entirely different. Sofia became obsessed with deciphering the intricate symbols, spending hours taking rubbings and photographs. Days passed as they camped in the valley. Luca set up a makeshift tech station. Giulia filled her sketchbook with drawings of the ruins and landscapes, and Marco explored the perimeter, looking for more clues. On the 5th day, Sofia had a breakthrough. "It's not just a language," she explained, her eyes wide with excitement. "It's an equation, a mathematical formula." Luca peered at her notes. "This is incredible. These patterns. They're like advanced algorithms." As they pieced together the meaning of the symbols, a startling theory emerged. "This could be a formula for clean, unlimited energy," Luca whispered, the implications dawning on them all. Their excitement was short-lived. As they discussed their discovery, Giulia noticed movement in the surrounding forest. "We're not alone," she said, her voice tight with fear. Suddenly, armed figures emerged from the trees, demanding their research. In a moment of quick thinking, Marco created a distraction, allowing them to flee to their camper van. What followed was a heart-pounding chase through New Zealand's diverse landscape. They sped through dense forests, across open plains, and along winding coastal roads. Luca used his tech skills to hack traffic systems, buying them precious time. Sofia's knowledge of the terrain helped them navigate treacherous paths. Giulia's keen eye spotted potential hiding spots, while Marco's daring driving kept them one step ahead of their pursuers. As they finally lost their chasers in a mountain pass, the reality of their situation sank in. They found a secluded spot to regroup and catch their breath. "What do we do now?" Giulia asked, her usual carefree demeanor replaced by worry. The question sparked a heated debate. They were sitting on a discovery that could change the world, but the danger was all too real. "We have to share this," Marco argued. "Think of the possibilities. We could solve the world's energy crisis." Sofia shook her head. "It's too dangerous. We don't know who those people were or who else might come after this information." Luca, usually quiet, spoke up. "The technological implications are enormous, but in the wrong hands." As the debate raged on, their friendship was put to the test. The weight of their decision pressed down on them, threatening to drive a wedge between them. It was Giulia who finally broke the tension. "Look at us," she said softly. "This discovery is incredible, yes. But look what we've already accomplished together. Whatever we decide, we do it as a team." Her words reminded them of their journey. from strangers in a university cafe to survivors on a deserted island, and now, holders of a world-changing secret. They realized that their friendship was the true treasure they'd discovered. After much deliberation, they decided to share their findings, but cautiously. Sofia remembered reading about Dr. Aroha Cooper, a New Zealand scientist renowned for her ethical approach to research. With Dr. Cooper's help, they prepared to present their discovery at an international conference in Wellington. The days leading up to the conference were a whirlwind of preparation and nervous anticipation. As they stood backstage, moments before their presentation, Marco looked at his friends. "Whatever happens out there, I'm glad I'm here with you." Their presentation caused a global sensation. The equation they discovered in that hidden valley promised to revolutionize energy production. As they fielded questions from excited scientists and wary government officials, the four friends stood united. In the months that followed, their lives changed dramatically. They were offered research positions and speaking engagements around the world. The Hidden Valley became a protected research site, with scientists flocking to study the ruins and the mysterious civilization that had left behind such advanced knowledge. 1 year after their adventure began, the four friends reunited in the valley where it all started. They sat by the lake, reminiscing about their journey. "It's hard to believe how much has changed," Luca mused, looking out over the water. Sofia nodded. "We came here looking for an adventure, but we found so much more." "We found each other," Giulia added with a smile. Marco stood up, grinning at his friends. "So, who's ready for our next adventure?" As they laughed and began planning their next journey, they realized that the true equation they discovered wasn't written in ancient symbols on a stone wall. It was the sum of their experiences, the product of their trust in each other, and the exponential growth of their friendship. The Hidden Valley had given them a formula that could change the world, but they had forged a bond that had already changed theirs. As the sun set over the New Zealand landscape, Marco, Sofia, Luca, and Giulia knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. Four friends whose connection was more powerful than any equation could express.